Turan Han here, and welcome to my very first episode of Pillars of Eternity Let's Play. I'm gonna be doing a Let's Play on hard difficulty setting, and I finally have decided on the class to play. It took me 4 days, I know. I wanted to start playing on Thursday and recording, but on March 26th, but just didn't happen. I was busy with other things, and I was just undecided. I did play the tutorial dungeon and to get a feel for all the classes, and I'm just blown away. I'm just amazed. I played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I did not play the expansion for it, or at least I didn't get that far. But I remember Athkatla very fondly. I remember creating I think an orc, a half orc berserker or like something like that, and but I remember the wizard classes like and druid stuff, the spells I did not understand at all. Like I cheated a lot in Baldur's Gate, and I didn't understand the system. But at the same time, I was pretty young, and but but I did play Fallout 1 and 2 completely, so so I know sort of how it works. But Baldur's Gate, yeah, Baldur's Gate 2, I remember playing it during the summer of my year, what was it, junior year of high school? And I was doing an internship then also, and I remember just creating characters. And what I spent the last four or evenings, I played every class, and what I've seen the difference from Baldur's Gate 2 versus this new Pillars of Eternity made by Obsidian, who are part of the same people along with Black Isle and BioWare, who've created these isometric RPGs. And the first thing I've noticed on all classes, they're all viable, and the magic system, I really commend them, Obsidian, for taking a new approach to not going the old Dungeons and Dragons, which is kind of not archaic, but it's kind of hard to understand. This new system, I found all the casters understandable and fun to play, and I was very torn between several classes. I like the wizard, the druid, the ranger, and I really couldn't decide for a long time. I also wanted to create two custom characters because I was influenced by playing Divinity Original Sin, where they have the two duo, which I really liked. And so I was thinking to do like a husband and wife duo, kind of like Khalid and Jaheira. But then I thought, wait, then I'll have only 4 new people to experience the storylines. So I scratched that idea lately, and I'm just gonna go with only one, my player character, and all the rest will be premades. And just because I want to hear the voices and hear the stories and get really immersed into the world. So for my first Let's Play, I'm definitely gonna do just hard difficulty. I'm not gonna do Path of the Damned difficulty, and I'm gonna just have one player character and the rest premades. How I'm gonna deal with the premades, how they're not really well structured, I think, at least their attributes and so on. I'm gonna use a mod, IE mod, a very great mod, and I'm gonna just reset their attributes without going over limit. So I'm gonna thank them for other points. So you'll see how it'll be. But basically, I will use the IE mod to mod the companions, but fairly, not going overboard. So I still have not chosen which ones I'm gonna go for because I haven't yet went past the tutorial dungeon. So I'm really excited, and the class I ended up choosing will be ranged Cipher. Why Cipher? First of all, why I like Ciphers is just they're more active. Unlike Wizard, like only level 9, you could use level 1 spells per encounter, while Ciphers you could use per encounter, basically not even per encounter, per focus level. And if you keep your focus level high, then you will always have enough to throw around spells, and their spells were very fun. I liked like it gave off a Guild Wars 2 Mesmer like mentalist vibe, and I and also like WoW like Shadow Priest, like Psychic Screamo, and like and at the same time it had enough Zoinky like electricity, which I like. That's why I like Druid a lot. I'm still thinking to play a Druid eventually, but I like Cipher. It combines the Wizard and Druid like spells while making it more mentalist, and it has a very soul-focused vibe to it. So I think it'll be important in terms of roleplay. And another thing is that that even though there's a melee Cipher, you can play a Cipher ranged with bow and with attack very fast with a high dexterity, or even better with a blunderbuss that shoots 6 or 8 pellets, and even like in one shot you get almost all your focus back, so you can keep spamming spells. And I just like that sort of gameplay. It really captured me. Same with Chanter. I really like Chanter, but more for a tank build, to just summon, to just have only one chant, and to get those chants pretty fast, and then just summon stuff. But I'd rather have it on a pre-made. I think it's Kanarua and Aomawa, and even though there's Grieven Mother who is a Cipher, it's okay to have 2 Ciphers. But I'll still decide what kind of party I'll have. But for the main character, yeah, definitely I'm gonna do ranged Cipher. I was thinking to do a tank paladin, but then there's Pelagina who I want to be a tank paladin. And the only good thing about a tank paladin is I was thinking to build like an 18-18-18 perception, intelligence, and resolve, which I hear comes up more in discussions in terms of like when your character can intercede. So you get sort of more of a story that way by seeing what you can say. But at the same time, I don't want my character to be sort of like just a tank. I want to be doing the most damage, and Cipher is really active. I want an active, not a passive, basically gameplay. So that's why I will definitely reserve the tanks for the Premades. Let them tank, let them do the job, while I focus on my main character and others to really dish out damage and control CCs, debuffs. So yeah, so I was thinking to do a paladin tank, but then decided ultimately to Cipher. Another thing why I like Cipher is that I start with a bow, but then I can go, of course, to a blunderbuss, to an arquebus, and then a blunderbuss, to a guns. So I was thinking a bit, and I will put a thumbnail of this let's play, so there should be like a little a light coming from left to right, Pillar of Eternity in the middle, and on the bottom says hard difficulty or just hard, and range Cipher, and on the top right there should be the Cipher symbol, well, the episode number followed by the Cipher symbol, then Ixamitl clothing. I'll explain why, and then it progresses to my character look, how I want to mostly see him as a sort of an arcane archer. So then, because as a Cipher you do a soul whip, basically you put like this purple magic effect on any weapon you use, so even a ranged weapon, so it looks very cool. It looks like you're an arcane archer, sort of like in Skyrim, like an elemental archer. What was a Skyrim bound bow, sort of something like that. But ultimately, of course, I want my Cipher to become guns and arquebuses or blunderbusses, so he'll be like a sort of like a janissary, like this, because of this old Valian republics, like Ixamitl sort of has like Bulgarian or almost Turkic look. So I would want to at the end look like this very fancy arcane janissary gunner. So like the middle stage will be bow, but at the same time I could still use bow if I want to just do against casters, against caster heavy groups, to basically keep the interrupt on them. But for most it'll be blunderbuss, the guns, so like an arcane gunner or arcane basically arcane gunner or archer. While who's able to dish out these mental attacks, like mental spells. I don't know. I really find it a very cool class. One of the most original, I think, that I've ever played in a long while, since maybe like on the Guild Wars Mesmer, and so kudos and props to Obsidian to creating two new fresh classes, the Chanter and the Cipher, which I'm gonna play. So, well, without further ado, I think let's begin. So this is hard, and I'm not gonna do expert mode or trial of iron. I will do that for Path of the Damned once I have control over all the party and like races and everything. Since I don't have control over the races, I'm just gonna do hard for this one. Yeah, and I'm gonna go Wood Elf Cipher to have the ranged, basically the range bonus. But I'm gonna explain all that as we begin here.